Hello, mathematicians, and welcome to Polynomials. This is day 2, and we are going to be adding polynomials. Please make sure you have a pencil and this worksheet right in front of you, and let's get started. So, adding polynomials. Usually we're going to be given a format like this, and if you notice, we have parentheses. And these parentheses are just to organize your work. So this is saying that this is polynomial 1, and this is polynomial 2. That's all the parentheses are really saying here. So our very first step, since we don't really care which polynomial is which polynomial, we just care about adding them, we're going to drop the parentheses. So I'm going to go 2a plus 5b plus a minus 7b. Now my next step is, I'm seeing a lot of a's and b's here. I am going to find or identify my like terms. So I really recommend right here that you have some kind of markers or colored pencils. So I'm going to circle them. So right here I have an A and another A. And I'm going to read them over here. I'm going to separate my A's. I have a B and a negative 7B. Notice how I also brought along my sign. So I'm going to put it right here. Bring the signs. You can't just bring 7B, it's negative 7B. So right here I have 2A and a positive A. And I have a 5B and a negative 7B, okay? My next step is I'm going to combine them now. The first way you can do this is you can just add the numbers in front. So if you notice right here, my A has this 2, and my other A right here has no coefficient, but it actually has an imaginary 1. So this is saying 2 plus 1 A's, which gives me 3A, okay? That's the first method. So we did algebra. The second method is you can draw it. So I have 2A plus A. So that means I have 2 A's right here. Then I have another A right here. So that gives me 3A. Now let's do this hand side. Well, we see how I have that negative. So again, we could do the first method, which is algebra. So you could do 5 minus 7 B's. And 5 minus 7 is negative 2 B's. Or you could use the second method, which is drawing it. So here I have 5B, so it's B plus B plus B plus B plus B, okay? And this is saying I have negative 7 B's. So negative B, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the positive and the negatives cancel out, remember? So this cancels out that one, 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 this one, that one. So again, I'm only left with negative 2 B's right here. I cannot combine these. Cannot combine because they're not like terms. So my answer would be 3A minus 2B. And we are done. Okay, Let's do the second problem now. So again, we're going to do the same steps. So we're going to drop the parentheses. So I have x plus 3x squared minus 7y minus 3 minus 5y. I didn't put plus because you notice that that 5 has a negative, plus 6x squared minus 4x plus 1. Second step, I'm going to find like terms. So I'm going to start with my y's. So here I have negative 7y. I have negative 5y. And that's it. Now I'm going to do my x's. I have an x. Notice right here I have another x, okay? But do you notice how that x has an x squared? They are not alike. X and x squared are not the same thing. So I'm not going to circle it. I have another x over here. So let's go ahead and write a thing. X and x squared are not like terms. I have a 3x squared right here and a 6x squared right here. And lastly, I just have some numbers left over. So I have negative 3 and positive 1. So now I'm going to combine what I have, okay? So first I'm going to start with the 3x squared because those are the biggest exponents. So I have 3x squared plus 6x squared. Now I'm going to do my x's. So I have an x over here. And I have a negative 4x right here. So I have x minus 4x. Now I'm going to do my y's. So I have negative 7y minus 5y. And lastly, I'm going to do my numbers that have no variables. So I have negative 3 and plus 1. So this is saying that I have 3x squares. So I have x squared plus x squared plus x squared. And then this one has 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're all positives, I can combine them, and I'm left with 9x squared. Right here, I have only an imaginary 1. So I have an x. And then I have negative 4 x's. So I have negative x, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that a positive x cancels out with the negative x. So this is going to cancel out with that one. And I'm left over with 3 negative x's. So I have negative 3x. This says I have 7 negative y's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 5 more negative y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of them cancel out because they're all the same sign. So if I count them out at the end, I have 12 negative y's. And lastly, over here, I have negative 3 plus 1. So I have 3 negatives, 1, 2, 3, and a positive. This cancels out with that, and I'm left with negative 2. I cannot combine these anymore because they are not like terms. So my final answer would be 9x squared minus 3x minus 12y minus 2. And notice that this is in standard form, right? So let's add that to our to-do list. Answer should be in standard form. And that is it. So go ahead and try this on to math, and I'll see you for the next video.